Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everybody. Today we're going to go further for our next materials. We are no longer talking about a paragraph only, but we're going to talk about text. This time we're talking about descriptive text. The one that you need to know in descriptive text, that we need to understand the definition of the text itself and what is the definition of the descriptive itself. Now, because we're talking about text, it's a bit different with a paragraph, because a paragraph, it's just only one single paragraph that we have already done, just like in the previous meetings. But when we deal with the text, just like what we're going to do now, actually we are going to deal with several paragraphs. You need to write not only one paragraph but several paragraphs. And the definition of the descriptive itself, the purpose of descriptive is to give details. So when you have a kind of the word descriptive text, it means that you are going to write something that the purpose is to give the details of the things that you would like to explain. It could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a situation, it could be anything. But what you need to do is you need to explain, you need to give the descriptions, you need to give the details, everything that you can announce to the readers in a very perfect details. So this is the purpose of this descriptive text. Next, let's get to know to how to make descriptive text. The first one, you need to choose your topic for sure. Yeah, and to choose your topic, remember not too general and not too narrow, just like what we have already learned in the previous materials. Because choosing the right topic, which is not too general and not too narrow, will help you to have a good writing products. Yeah, this is another example of a good topic that I would like to show you. When you choose country as your topic, it will be too general in certain times. Yeah. Why? Because country, it's too broad. We can talk about Indonesia, we can talk about a village, because in some area country also called as a village, or the place which is remote or far away from a city. And then it will be too specific if you choose a maritime exotic land. So this is maybe a part of a country. For example, what we mean here is Indonesia, but when we try to choose the topic a maritime and exotic land, that will be too specific, and you're going to have a difficulties to find the controlling ideas, because you got the maritime, you got the exotic there. So that's why it is going to be one of the weaknesses for you, one of the difficulties, or one of the bump for new writers to write a good essay or a good text. So don't choose this kind of topic, but choose something that is not too general and not too specific. So one of the good example, you can talk about Indonesia, right? This is a country, and later on maybe you're going to talk about the locations which is just categorized into maritime country, or about the situations. This is actually an exotic land, and so this is not too general and not too specific. You still can have many ideas to explore, to say, or to give the details to other readers later on. And number three, to choose the right topic, to choose the one that you're going to use as a descriptive title. Make sure that you know the text, you know the topic well. So don't choose something that you don't understand. Don't choose something that you don't know. You need to do the research, you need to know about it well in order to make good details of that topic. Next, this is an example of descriptive text here. So in this occasions, I'd like to show you how to make the descriptive text consist of three controlling ideas. All right, so the first controlling ideas is in the green color, the second is in the blue color, and the third in the pink color. And the topic here is the Faculty of Da'wah UIN Jakarta. So this is the topic that I choose for you. In order, we need to make it easier for us to develop this topic into several paragraphs and to find out the ideas that give the details of this faculty. And then of course, because we're going to make a text, yeah, a text consists of several paragraphs. A good text, of course, have a kind of the title, and then after that we need to come up with the introduction first, and then to the body of the text, and the last one, the conclusion of the text. So that's why, even though we have only three controlling ideas, the final result of the text will be five paragraphs at least. Actually, if you would like to have more controlling ideas, you will be able to make a longer text later on. So now we come up to the first draft. You need to create an interesting title. An interesting title is one of the requirement of a good scientific or a good writing products. So we need to catch up the people's attention. We need to make the readers interest to read what we write there. So we have to make some things that not exactly like the topic that you have chosen before, but try to make or enrich or the topic with a kind of a more interesting words or more interesting way to put the title there. So when you read the newspaper, most of them will make the topic with the highlights, and maybe they will make the readers ask about they are going to read by having a questions. Yeah. So all of them are the trick to make a good title. And what you need to remember, the title is not necessarily same with the topic. I'm sorry, the title is not necessarily same or exactly the same with the topic. And then after that, the second one, you will start to make the introductory paragraph. Yeah, this is the first paragraph of your text. Of course, you need to know what you're going to write on your introductory paragraph. The introductory paragraph consists of general information about your topic, and you can also say about the background of the writers choose that topic, and the most important one that you need to understand, you need to figure out, you need to work on your main idea of the text or the thesis statement. After that, the third part, you need to write the first draft of the introductory paragraph. So this is on one of the example of the draft of the introductory paragraph, which consists of the general informations of the topic and also the background of the writers to write that text. And the last one consists of the thesis statement or main idea of the whole text. So this is example of the um, general information of the topic. School of Da'wah is one of the signature of UIN as Islamic University. And the second sentence actually is the background of the writers to choose this topic. This school is hoped to become a producers of many great and influential speakers for Islam. However, most of the laymen do not really familiar with the school. This is one of the reasons why the writer uh, choose this topic and to deliver it into this text. And the thesis statement is people need to get to know to this institution better, especially Muslim Indonesia, by showing the location, departments, and faculty members. So you still remember in the previous part of the mind mapping, I have three controlling ideas, which is location, department, and faculty members. It is clearly shown in this part of the thesis statement. And the topic is the faculty of Da'wah. So I try to paraphrase the faculty of Da'wah with these institutions to avoid the reputations. And then the fourth part that you need to go further is the writing the second paragraph. Remember, we come up to the body of the text itself. Previously, we talked about the introductory paragraph. Now we come up to the body. All of the body actually basically built from the controlling idea. So all of the controlling ideas that you put in your mind mapping actually become the topic of your body paragraphs. Yeah. So the first controlling idea that I chose before is the locations. Look at here, this is the subject of the main idea of this paragraph. Actually, locations here is the subject, which is the indications of this is the topic of the second paragraph. Now, I also have another controlling idea just for this paragraph only. I would like to talk about the location of Dakwah, which is the center of UIN Jakarta. So you can see here, I'd like to explain more about the center of UIN Jakarta. So why I say so? Why I say the locations of Faculty of Dakwah is the center of UIN Jakarta. So these are the reason. The main building of the faculty is right in front of the central library. That's why it is in the center. And the second one, all students of WIN must be familiar with this school because they directly welcome by mark of the UA when they enter and exit the central library. It also have 5 floors that make it easily seen from the main gate of WIN. Moreover, this building is also nearby the Center Mosque of UIN, where students do prayer as well as another activities. Yeah. So all of these in the white color sentences actually support the statement is the center of UIN Jakarta. So all of them are the ideas that support the statement that I mentioned in my main idea of the paragraph that I talked about the locations of the Dakwah faculty is in the center of UIN Jakarta. And the last sentence of this paragraph, I close it by the concluding sentence, which is another way to mention your main idea. Main idea School of Dakwah location is in the center of Jakarta, and I'd like to emphasize it by using another sentence. So I put it in other words, it is located in a very strategic place. So this is another way for you to mention the first sentence and you put it into the other a way of sentence. So this is example of a good concluding sentence of the paragraph. Next, you need to know that this is a topic like I have mentioned before, and these are the sentences. The first part that you need to do is you write the third paragraph, which is the second body of the text. Yeah, the topic is based on the second controlling idea that you have already remembered that the second controlling idea is departments. Yeah. So look at here. There's a bit different with the previous paragraph. In this paragraph, the main idea is not necessarily always at the beginning of the sentence of the paragraph. Sometimes it's quite in the middle and maybe at just exists as the concluding paragraph. Yeah. So the existence of the main idea actually is it is compulsory in all paragraph, but it is not compulsory to be written down on each paragraph. Yeah, so some of the expert writers they will never put the main idea on the paragraph. They just come to the supporting sentences directly. So all of the sentences that in the white color, actually the supporting sentence which support support the ideas of the paragraph, which is talking about six departments. The topic is department, and I'd like to emphasize to the idea there are six departments here. So in that particular part, so I put the second sentence as the main idea of this paragraph. So remember, the main idea is not always at the beginning, but you need to know that the existence of main idea is compulsory. At least, yeah, you know what your main idea. But for beginners, I try to give you the suggestions. Please put your main idea in every paragraphs. So here, the topics is departments, and the ideas or the controlling idea is six departments. So I try to support the six departments by having several supporting sentences, such as, yeah, one of the most favorite one is Islamic communication and broadcasting. This is one of the part of six departments. It has more than 500 refreshments every year. I just support the previous sentence, which is still talking about the Islamic communication and broadcasting department. And then I go further. There are Islamic counseling departments, Da'wah management, Islamic society development, and social welfare and journalism. And I come up to the rest of the departments. All of these departments are expected to produce future ulama that has good communication and social skill to develop Muslim society. So this is the other idea that I'd like to emphasize, the sixth department in this faculty. And then I try to mention my main idea. There are six departments in this school with other way to mention the main idea, which is concluding sentence. So the six departments of Da'wah are the face of the school. So that is the way I mention the main idea of the paragraph by having another words. So now we come up to the first draft. You need to create an interesting title. An interesting title is one of the requirement of a good scientific or a good writing products. So we need to catch up the people's attention. We need to make the readers interest to read what we write there. So we have to make some things that not exactly like the topic that you have chosen before. Next, concluding paragraph. You need to know about the concluding paragraph. Yeah, concluding paragraph is a paragraph that you make to conclude your paragraph. What does it mean by conclusions? Actually, conclusions is actually the other words that you would like to explain. You'd like to mention the thesis statement of the whole text. Yeah, so basically, you will write your concluding paragraph based on the thesis statement of the whole text. That is mentions on the introductory paragraph, which the position is on the last sentence of the introductory paragraph. I tried to copy paste it again here to make you remember the thesis statement of the text. People need to get to know to this institution better, especially Muslims in Indonesia, by showing location, department, and faculty members, right? So this is the thesis statement. I'd like to mention it again in form of a paragraph. So I start with the statement of in conclusion to show this is the conclusion of the whole text, and then as I continue to explain the thesis statement. The School of Da'wah is one of the iconic school of Islamic University. People, especially Muslim society, must know this faculty because this is one of the main producers of Islamic leaders in the future. The location of the school needs to be announced to the public to raise their recognitions. Moreover, the departments which offer certain major must be well known to all Islamic community. Besides, the existence of professional faculty member may attract more attention to high quality candidate of our students in the future. So this is how I conclude the text by telling, by restating, or by describing more about the thesis statement that I have already mentioned in the introductory paragraph. Well, now this is your assignment. This is what you need to do as students. You need to do your own text, your own descriptive text. Yeah. So these are the things that you need to do. Number one, choose a topic that you can give the details well. Remember, choosing the topic is one of the very, very crucial step that you need to do. Choose not too general and not too specific topic, and make sure that you can explain about that things. Do not choose something that too sophisticated that you don't know what to talk about it. You don't know exactly what the details of that particular topic. So make sure that you choose the one that is you know it well. And the second one, make a good mind mapping. Try to make good mind mapping because it will help you to arrange and to organize your idea, like what we have done before. Do not lazy to make the pictures. Do not lazy to make the charts. Yeah, try to do your best. Yeah, put it in your mind, because when you make a chart, it will be easier for you to remember it in your head. This is going to be easier for you to map it in your mind. So when the other occasions you would like to write another text, that will be easier for you to arrange your mapping. Next, the third one, you write your draft based on the explanation and example that I have already shown you before, step by steps, and how to develop the introductory paragraph, that what are the introductory paragraph consists of, and then after that you need to write down your body based on the controlling idea of the text that you put on your mind mapping. And after that, you try to close your text by having concluding sentence that basically you write it based on your thesis statement. And then after that, do the editing process in pairs. Do not do the editing process alone, because sometimes it's a bit redundant, and it's a bit how do you call it, not details, because you have written down a quite long text, and then another way for you to read it, maybe you're tired, and other obstacles faced by the writers themselves. That's why you need to do it in pairs. So you need to ask your friends or your classmate to do the editing process to you, and then you can go to the groups. So one person's writing products is edited by 5 or even 10 persons. That will be easier for you to recognize the error or mistakes, and make sure there's no more grammatical errors, guys, because we're not dealing with the kind of grammatical errors no more. Make sure you know how to make a sentence, you know how to develop the various types of sentence. Start from simple sentence, compound, complex, compound, complex, and so on and so on. And how to reduce it is already been given in the previous meetings, and try to do it and try to practice it, so to make it familiar for you. And the last one is submit it on the next meeting schedule is the due date, and try to do your best for this assignment. If you have further questions, you can contact me directly to my WhatsApp number, and the submission of the assignment will be done through your Google Classroom. Alright, I think that's all my explanations related to these materials. I'm sorry there are several mistyping there, and hope you can try to see the revisions based on my recordings voice. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, and happy writing descriptive text. Goodbye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.